Good morning and welcome to the channel. So if you're here, then you probably want to know, did I make the right decision by moving from the UK to Australia? Let's get straight into it. So first things first, I want to apologise for this mop. I have been seriously busy and have just not had a minute to get my hair cut. But anyway, that's not important. Now, deciding whether you want to move halfway across the world is never an easy question, but it's a question that you have to ask. And you have to weigh up what the pros and cons are going to be. So now, for me, growing up in the UK, as a kid, it wasn't a bad childhood, but when I look at things the way they are now in the UK, in terms of aspects of how I used to go out until late at night on my bike with my friends and not worry about what was going to happen to me, and my parents not really having to worry about what was going to happen to me, it's kind of changed in the UK. Some areas better than others, but there is that general sense of feeling that there's more bad people around than there used to be. Now, I don't know whether that's just because we're all so connected now with social media and all the things like that, but I never remember feeling that I was at any kind of danger. And I don't remember my parents ever feeling like that. Whereas now, would I let my little girls go out till late at night? Probably not. But here in Australia, especially where I am, out in the country bumpkin life, look, as they're growing up, I don't really have an issue with that. And the kids around here do generally seem to just go out on their bikes or down to the park or whatever it may be. The things that I used to do as a kid, I'm going to do that because the sun's right behind me. So yeah, it's just a much more chilled sort of place, and you don't feel like you're on edge like you did in the UK. That's my opinion anyway. Now, obviously, one of the biggest reasons why people move or immigrate is the economy. So financially, how do we differ from the UK? So for example, as you can see here on my shirt, I'm working for a hardware store. It's not a big hardware store, it's like the equivalent to home base in the UK. At the moment I'm part-time because my children are at part-time school here, so they don't start until they're 5 full-time here, which is a little bit annoying, I must say, but it is what it is. But I'm earning equivalent hourly rate working in a hardware store as I would as a truck driver in the UK. I know, mind-boggling, hey? You actually get paid a decent wage, who would have thought? And it's not just the fact that I'm earning a good wage doing a retail job. My partner has doubled her wage and more by moving here as a teacher. Now, people will say, this will be the first thing you'll get in the comments, is, but the cost of living in Australia is more, food is more expensive. There are certain things that are a little bit more expensive, but when you weigh into factor that your wages are double, it really isn't that much. And most things are like for like, so maybe the few expensive things will be like bread. In the UK you can get a loaf of bread for a pound if you want to get a shitty loaf of bread, but here you probably pay $4 for your average loaf of bread. That's £2. So yeah, that's a little bit more expensive, but you know what? It ain't gonna break the bank. There's even stupid little things like the air quality that are major factors in your well-being and how much better I feel living here. So my brother-in-law sent me a picture of the air quality back in Wales, which you would think Wales is quite a sort of countryside-y sort of place, not really much industrial stuff going on over there. Yeah, it was like 114, the air quality, so not great, whereas here it's 14. Like, you can't really get much better than that. And then if you look at Thurrock, where I came from, it was over 200. So you might as well be a full-time smoker if you're living in Thurrock. One of the things that I do love as well about this place is that you can do days out and it not cost lots of money. You can just go to the beach for the day, take a packed lunch, and yeah, have a lovely day, and it costs you literally nothing. Or just go to the park, or for a nice walk through the woods. Like, yeah, you can go for a walk through the woods in the UK and go to the park for 2 weeks of the year, but it's not quite the same, is it, as going to some of the best beaches in the world and not having to pay a penny for it. Now, don't get me wrong, one of the hardest parts of being out here is the fact that you will miss your family. And I can't underestimate how hard it is to move halfway across the world and not see people like your mum, your dad, or whoever it may be that you're really close to, and not have that easy access and close connection. It's hard, it really is hard, but I have to keep telling myself, why did I do this? Why am I here? And it all comes down to my children's future at the end of the day. As much as I don't want to hate on the UK, because I love the country, it's the place where I grew up and I have a lot of friends and family, and I'm still quite a patriotic person. I still love my country, but the way it's been run and the way it seems to be heading doesn't seem to be particularly very good for the people that are living there already. So yeah, one thing I said that I'll never do again on this channel is get political, but if you know, you know. Yeah, on to the next one. Now, I'm not gonna stand here and lie to you, because I'm not sitting, so I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that it's all sunshines and rainbows, because there have been a lot of trials and tribulations along the way. There's been a lot of upset, a lot of arguments between me and the missus. It's stressful, it's not easy, like moving your family halfway across the world and trying to manage your emotions, your partner's emotions, your children's emotions is a difficult task. And anyone that tells you anything different is lying, because I tell you, I've been through some stuff in my life. Maybe not major stuff, but this is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. And it takes its mental toll on you. So just be aware that if you're in a relationship that's a bit on the edge, this could send you over the edge. So you need to be pretty strong, and hopefully if you do make the move, it will make you stronger. I feel like it's made me and my partner stronger in terms of how we're not so dependent on anyone outside of our bubble now. It is just me, the missus, and the children. Don't get me wrong, we have a few friends here, but solely we don't have family that we can just lean back on like we used to in the UK. And there's something that I've been humbled by moving here. In the UK, if something went wrong, there was people I could turn to and they'd possibly dig me out of the hole. Whereas now, I've got to dig myself out of that hole, and that's that. Also, when people say that the cost of living is high here, one thing I will add is that utilities seem to be cheaper, so that's a bonus. And also, fuel is a lot cheaper. It's literally half the price. It's like $1.82, so $1.82. And if you look at the dollar to the pound, for every pound you get $2. So it's less than £1 a litre here. In the UK, I believe when I left, it was £1.60. So it's almost $4 a litre in the UK. So you definitely got that as an advantage here. Right, now this one is going to be a bit of a niche. So it took me almost 2.5 to 3 years to convince my missus that this was the right decision for our family. and it wasn't an easy one. I had to start off by showing her little things of how life could be, and I did it slowly. I didn't force it upon her. I was slowly feeding her what life could be instead of telling her we should go, this is how life is, this is what we need to do. It needed to be both of our decision, and the only way you can make it both of your decision is by making her informed, or him informed, of what you see in the move and what she could possibly get out of the move. Now, it's not an easy process. Like I say, 2.5 years it took me to sort of convince my missus that it was the right thing to do. But now she's here, I believe she would agree with me that it's definitely one of the best things that we did, and she's happy with the decision she made. Don't get me wrong, like I said a minute ago, there's been a lot of hard times and struggles, but when you weigh it up, how the kids' life is now, the things that we do, we're always going out at the weekends, exploring beaches, forests, whatever it may be. It just seems like a better way of life for them. Now, I'm going to end this video here because it's been a lot of information to take in, and I will do another one like this. I just want to say that you may see my channel, Truck It Proud. I am a trucker. That's what I did in the UK. It's what I intend to do in the future here. Just circumstances of my children being at school have sort of scarpered that until January. So if you want more information about what it's like living in Australia, some tips, tricks, all that sort of stuff, then don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll try and explain as much as I can about Australia. But yeah, come January, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back in the truck doing my trucking vlogs of trucking in Australia. So might be something you're interested in, but if not, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.